Hi guys, welcome to Classic TV Facts and Trivia. Thank you for stopping by. Today's video, 12 Spookily, fun unknown facts about the original Bewitched. And we'll start with Bewitched outran other fantasy shows of the era. There was a boost in popularity throughout the 60s for otherworldly shows like Bewitched, I Dream of Jeannie, The Addams Family, and The Monsters. All of the shows premiered between 64 and 65, but The Addams and Monsters only lasted 2 seasons, while Jeannie gave her final blink in 1970. Even with the Darrin switcheroo, the Stevens stayed on air until 1972. The original Darrin never wanted to leave. 5 years before being cast in the series, Dick York suffered a massive back injury while filming They Came to Cordura in 1959. He never fully recovered, but put on a brave face throughout the series for 5 seasons. That came to an end after problems with his back came to the surface, and a dependence on painkillers forced him to leave the role. Samantha and Andoras' names came from a biblical story. In the first book of Samuel, there's a story about Saul consulting the witch of Endor to use her powers to connect him with the deceased Samuel. Obviously, Samuel became Samantha, and Endor became Andora. Ladies often wore their own clothes. The series didn't have a huge budget for wardrobes. Many of the women simply brought in their own outfits to wear on the screen. Allegedly, Elizabeth Montgomery frequently chose clothes from her own closet for Samantha's outfits. The color green played a role. Y'all might not have noticed that while watching, but the color green is all over the show, whether it's a Stevens house carpet or emerald accents placed around the scene. The shades appear in every episode of the show that aired in color. Montgomery also wore the color quite frequently. Sure, it might have been because she wanted to bring out her beautiful green eyes. The color also happened to be significant in witchery folklore. Think Wicked Witch of the West from The Wizard of Oz, countless Halloween decorations, and even the face paint kids often use while dressing up as magical beings. They never gave an on-air explanation for Darrens New Look. Thinking back on the magical show, you might have assumed they used this whimsical plot line. I'll try this again. Thinking back on the magical show, you might have assumed they used this whimsical plot lines to come up with creative reasons for why Darrin suddenly looked so different. Instead of director and producer and real-life husband of Montgomery, figured audiences would be able to separate the actor from the role and accept the new Mr. Stevens. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case, and ratings took a dip with the new Darrin. Aunt Clara collected doorknobs in real life, too. Fans of the show remember Aunt Clara as one of the clumsy, bumbling, but kind-hearted witches close to Samantha throughout the series. Her spells never really worked quite right, but if you couldn't help but love her. It's apparently due to actress Marion Lorne bringing her own charm to the role, including her personal penchant for collecting decorative doorknobs. Samanthas Ultra Ego got her own fan mail. Although Montgomery played both Samantha and Serena, her twin cousin, the role was credited to pseudonym Pandora's Box, a play on Pandora's Box. Fans of the quirky character were totally fooled and sent in letters to the studio addressed to the fake name. Marcia Brady made 2 cameos. Before becoming the eldest daughter with the hair of gold on the Brady Bunch, a young Maureen McCormick appeared in 2 separate episodes as different characters. First in a fantasy sequence as Darrin and Samantha's future child before the birth of Tabitha. Then again as Andora under a spell that made her look like a child. The Stevens home is still standing. You won't find a house at 1164 Morning Glory Circle, but on a Warner Brothers Ranch Studios. Unfortunately for fans, the ranch isn't open to the public for tours. Elizabeth Montgomery was pregnant while filming the first season. To hide her stomach during the period, Montgomery wore looser clothing, so viewers weren't able to tell. Andora and Darrin's feud didn't translate in real life. Despite the characters of Andora and Darrin constantly being at odds with one another on the show, Dick York and Agnes Morehead had a wonderful friendship off screen, which led Morehead extremely disappointed in his departure. And she was very vocal about it as well. All I got for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Please don't forget to subscribe. Please like this video. Appreciate it if you do. You guys have a great day. God bless you. And I'm praying for you.